Okay, so if you've been researching destination wedding resorts in the Riviera Maya, Unico 2087 has probably come up, and maybe you've seen the gorgeous photos, the moody dark wood aesthetic, the insane food, the multiple pools, and you're thinking, is this actually the one? Or does it just look good on Instagram? I just got back from staying there in late April, and I'm giving you my full honest take. The good, the not so good, and exactly who this resort is and is not right for. Because Unico is genuinely special, but it is not for everyone. And I'd rather tell you that now than have you book the wrong resort for your wedding. So let's get into it. But first, I put together a free Unico cheat sheet for anyone who's either planning to visit or already has a trip booked. It covers what to eat, what to do, and my best insider tips from actually staying there. The link is in the description, so go grab it. Okay, now let's get into it. So, the first thing you need to know about Unico is the vibe, and I'm going to describe it in 3 words: luxury light, quiet, and intimate. This is not a sprawling mega resort, and that's genuinely one of its biggest selling points for weddings. The property is compact enough that it's super easy to get around. Your guests aren't going to be hiking 15 minutes to get from their room to the pool. Everything feels accessible and connected, which I think really matters so much when you have 100 people trying to be in the same place at the same time, not to mention if you want to walk in heels. Now, it's about 45 minutes to an hour from the Cancun airport, so it's not the closest resort on the strip. But here's the thing, the drive goes fast, the road is easy, and honestly, it's not a deal breaker for me. It's just a heads up, especially when you're coordinating guest travel. And you're mostly working with adults here. So if you work with me, private transfers are part of what I handle. So your guests step off the plane and their car is already waiting. One less thing for you to manage, but let's get back to the vibe. Unico is quiet, it's relaxed, it's the kind of resort where you actually decompress. If you're picturing your wedding weekend as this peaceful, elevated, intimate experience where your people are genuinely present with each other, this is. So let's talk about pools. I'm a pool girly because Unico has 3 of them, and they are not the same pool 3 times. They each have a completely different energy, which is so smart for wedding groups. The first one I'm calling the party pool. This is where the DJ set up. One time they also had a live saxophone player. You have volleyball nets in the water, floaties everywhere. It's the fun pool. It's the pool where your groomsmen are going to spend the entire first day. You know exactly who I'm talking about, by the way. Then there's what I'm calling the Instagram pool. It's near the party pool, but the energy is more relaxed. There are loungers actually in the water so you can get your tan on while you're in the pool. Less shady, very aesthetically gorgeous, very photogenic. And then there's the quiet pool, which is my personal favorite. And honestly, the pool, I think most of your guests are going to gravitate towards the day after your wedding. It's shaded, it's calm, it's read your Kindle in peace pool. I mean that as the highest compliment. I love my Kindle. Now, here's the thing I want every couple to hear about the pools. Unico has VIP cabanas, and they are absolutely big enough for your wedding party. I'm talking like 8 to 10 people. You could book 2 right next to each other and have your whole crew together. Bridesmaids on one side, groomsmen on the other, or family and friends, everyone in the same space. It's such a great way to treat your people without having to play the chair saving game at 7 a.m. So I would book them in advance. Seriously, don't wait on that. My favorite part, the food. And yes, this deserves its own section. I need to talk about the food because I am a food snob. I will just say that. And Unico genuinely impressed me, which is not something I say lightly. They have 5 restaurants on property, and 4 of them were showstoppers. So let's do the rundown. We started at their Mexican restaurant, Cueva Siete, and it has these authentic Yucatan vibes that feel completely intentional, not touristy. We had home style suckling pig tacos. I had a duck breast with this ancient Yucatan pepita sauce made with annatto seeds. It was earthy, it was smoky, absolutely incredible. We finished with these sweet Yucatan fritters called buñuelos and a Mexican coffee show with fire. I was already sold on this resort just from dinner one. We also went to the Murrah House the next day, which is their Asian restaurant. Great cocktails. I had the pinku, which is a sake and watermelon juice with lemon and rosemary. Okay, I didn't just have one. I probably had 3 of them. Totally honest. They were so good. The food was solid. Seared tuna, tataki, spring rolls, Japanese cheesecake with green tea and ice cream. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Really good. Just not the best. There were so many restaurants that were so good. My favorite was Avec. This is their French restaurant. It was my top restaurant of the entire stay. We had scallops and saffron, salmon cured with dill and pink peppercorn, a lobster cappuccino with truffle, escargot, duck with orange and Grand Marnier, slow cooked short ribs, and finished with a pear mille feu and vanilla creme brulee. Oh, creme brulee is my favorite. 9.8 out of 10. I don't give that score easily. I am a food snob. And then Mi Carissa, their Mediterranean restaurant, the risotto di carne with short ribs and caramelized onions and parmesan was divine. The tiramisu and the panna cotta with berries. That panna cotta was 11 out of 10. Genuinely my favorite dessert out of that whole trip. I'd give Mi Carissa a solid 4 out of 5. And the cocktails. I have to mention the cocktails because they are craft level. This is not a resort where you're getting a watered down frozen drink by the pool. The cocktail program at Unico is legitimately impressive, and trust me, your guests are going to notice. There's also a free mixology class, and I highly recommend your guests sign up for that because you get to meet the head mixologist and learn how to make one of the craft cocktails that they serve on site. It was such a neat experience and really, really enjoyable, especially for my husband who's a craft cocktail enthusiast. Okay, and real quick, before we get into the wedding venues, because this is the part you really came for, I know. If you are actively researching resorts right now and you don't know where to start, like I have a free destination wedding planning workbook that is going to save you so much time. It walks you through the exact questions you should be asking when you're evaluating a resort for your wedding. And it's completely free. The link is in the description. Go grab it and come right back because we're about to get into the venues. So while I was on property, I got a full venue walkthrough with Nazareth, who's part of the on-site wedding team at Unico. And I want to tell you, having that direct relationship with the wedding coordinator on property is something I genuinely prioritize as a travel advisor. When my couples are planning their weddings at Unico, I have a direct line to Nazareth and the wedding team, and that matters more than people realize. Okay, let's talk about the venues. Let me paint the picture. My absolute favorite ceremony venue is the gazebo. It's stunning, dark wood structure, ocean views in the background, and it sits off to the side of the property in a way that genuinely feels private. It's not a spot where random resort guests are walking through and you're like a spectacle. It feels intentional and intimate. If I were getting married at Unico, the gazebo is where I'd say my vows. For receptions, you have the Costera Terrace. That seemed to be the most popular, and I get it. It's beautiful, it's versatile, and it works for a range of group sizes. My personal favorite reception venue was El Patio. It has this covered semi-open air structure, so you get the tropical feel without feeling fully exposed to the elements or guests. There's no curfew, and it has this really private, intimate quality that I think makes for an incredible wedding night. We also walked the beach area, and yes, beach ceremonies at Unico are absolutely gorgeous, but I want to be real with you about the beach itself. It's small, it's not a long walkable beach, and sargassum, like the seaweed, can be a real issue depending on the time of year. So I was there in late April. There was a sargassum situation already happening. If a stunning beach is at the top of your priority list, I want you to go in with eyes open. Beach ceremonies in the right season are going to be beautiful, but I wouldn't choose Unico primarily for the beach. One more thing Nazareth recommended that I thought was really smart. She suggested the highest suite category for the couple. It's a 1-bedroom suite because you want a gorgeous space to get ready in on your wedding morning, and the spa at Unico is also a beautiful option for the bride getting ready, so that's worth keeping in your mind when you're budgeting. We also saw several actual weddings happening on property while we were there. They were really beautiful. The venue photographs incredibly well. The dark wood, the lush greenery, the ocean in the background, it all comes together. So real quick on the rooms, because this matters for your guests, even the entry-level room at Unico is gorgeous. We're talking beautiful canopy beds with dark wood, spacious walk-in showers, a stocked fridge, room service, and a jacuzzi tub on the balcony. And hear me out, getting room service churros with chocolate and a cocktail, which they have like 3 cocktails you could choose from just to have in your room while you're sitting in your balcony jacuzzi, is a very specific kind of vacation experience that I highly recommend. You can also room service champagne. They have an aromatherapy selection that smelled so good. I had like the orange one. I highly recommend these rooms. Some rooms also have swim out suites. Your guests are not going to be disappointed. Seriously. And for the price point, that's genuinely saying something. This is the section I really want you to pay attention to because I think the biggest mistake couples make in resort research is falling in love with photos without asking whether the resort actually fits their vision. So let me be direct. Let's talk budget first. Wedding packages at Unico start around $10,000 for about 60 guests, but I want to be real with you, when you factor a photographer, a DJ, decor, we're realistically looking at an $18,000 to $20,000 budget. That's not a deterrent, that's just real honest numbers so you can plan accordingly because there's sticker shock. And for what you're getting, the venue, the service, the overall experience, the value is genuinely there. Now, who is Unico actually right for? Unico is right for you if you want an intimate, elevated wedding experience, if your group is on the smaller to mid-size range, if your people care about incredible food and craft cocktails. It's also for you if you want a property that feels special and curated without being overwhelming. If the vibe you're going for is romantic, relaxed, luxurious without being like pretentious or stuffy, Unico delivers all of that. Unico is probably not right for you if you want an incredible beachfront and center in your wedding photos. For that, I would honestly recommend Secrets Acapulco. It might be a better fit. If you want a bigger resort with multiple bars and way more restaurants, then I think Atelier Playa Mujeres is going to be more your speed and also a step up in size and scale while keeping that same luxury light quality. And if you're looking for a full party resort experience, like I'm talking clubs, foam parties, I'd probably point you towards a Breathless property instead. Again, it's not about one resort being better than another, it's about fit. And part of my job is helping you figure out which resort is actually right for your specific wedding vision. So Unico 2087, you have stunning food, incredible cocktails, 3 pool vibes that genuinely work for a wedding group. It's beautiful, intimate venues, and a level of service that makes your guests feel taken care of from the moment they arrive. It's quiet, it's romantic, and for the right couple, it's absolutely magical. Just go in knowing that the beach has its limitations, the nightlife is low key, and the drive from the airport is about 45 minutes to an hour. Now, again, none of those are deal breakers. They're just things I want you to know before you fall in love with it. And if you want to talk through whether Unico is actually the right fit for your wedding, I'm a destination wedding travel advisor, and this is literally what I do. Link to book a consultation is in the description. And here's the thing, knowing all of that about Unico, that's not something you get from a Google search or a resort website. That comes from actually being there, walking the venues, talking to the wedding team, eating the food, sitting by all 3 pools, and understanding which one your groomsmen are going to disappear into for 3 days straight. Unico is just one of 4 resorts I walked on this trip. In my next video, I am taking you behind the scenes of what it actually looks like to do site inspections across the Riviera Maya. The resorts I visited, what I was looking for, what surprised me, and what I'm now recommending to my couples differently because of it. If you've ever wondered what a destination wedding travel advisor actually does on the ground, that video is going to show you. I'll see you there. Cheers!